Okay, Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
Speak up.
Well, for a while there, for a couple of years there, I stayed home because my mother was very sick. But then when I went to work, I met a bunch of girls that were going out dancing and clubbing. So I went out with them and I started to date. And I dated quite a few boys. And then I met your father. And I dated him, and he was from Atlantic City. So that I spent a lot of time in Atlantic City.
How did you get to Atlantic City?
I took the bus to Atlantic City.
Okay.
Yeah, because at that time, everybody took buses, You
Okay.
went to Greyhound Station and took a bus.
Okay.
And he didn't have a car, so, so that's how it was. And I spent a lot of time with him.
What attracted you to him?
Well, first of all, he was a good speaker, had a beautiful voice, and I was just interested in him because I was going with someone, and he took me to all nice places, but I couldn't even kiss him. So with your father, I enjoyed kissing him. So that's it. And then, of course, other things happen. Do I have to go into that?
Whatever you want to say.
No, and he was finishing up in GI college. He'd taken a course under the GI Bill
Uh-huh.
in Chester. It was with the Pennsylvania Military College, but they're not there anymore. They disbanded. And so when he was there, of course, I saw he would come in and I see a lot of them. But then when he went back to Atlantic City, and then I would have to go down to Atlantic City on weekends after I finished my work.
Mm-hmm.
And you want me to tell you the whole story? And then I broke off with him for lots of reasons. And then I took a trip with Aunt Mary and Uncle Si and Joni, and we went away to Canada. I think the way of taking me is because they knew that I had broken off and, I really had no one at that time. But when I came back, he called again,
Mm-hmm.
and I went out with him. And that's when things happen. And not knowing, but then I went to the doctors and they told me I was pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
So when I told him, he wasn't finished college yet. He flunked a course and he had to go to in the summer. But anyhow, he took me. I went to Atlantic City, but then I said to him, I can't come down anymore. I'm getting too big, and I just can't come down to meet you anymore. He suggested an abortion, and I said no. I said, all I want to do is get married and give the child a name, and then you can take off if you want to. Well, he didn't know what to do, but I had you, and he came to the hospital to see me, and then he came out once to the hospital, once to the house, where Aunt Marion and Uncle Max and Grandma was there, and we all had dinner together, and then he left, and then he kept saying, come on, Dad. Then he had a job in California, and he went out to California, and I figured, well, if he makes out, maybe things will be better, I'll have a good job and come back, and we'll get married or something. But he came back and he says he was lonely. He didn't want to stay there, and he went back to waitering again, which he did, a lot of. So then he said, how about coming down to Lake City? I said, I'm bringing Joe. He's Joey at the time I called you. He says, no. I says, well, I'm not coming. And that was kind of the breakup. I figured, that's it.